And tipping us off here, a terrific performance of the national anthem. We'll be right back with more. Hold on tight and don't go away. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Brent Barry. And we'll be catching up a bit from the sideline with David Aldridge. Looking at the starting five for the Atlanta Hawks. Collins at power forward with Len at center. Young and Herter make up the back. And it's Hunter in at the three, the small forward. And for the Heat, at the two and the three, it's Butler and Winslow. In the middle, it's Olynyk and Adebayo. And it's Dragic in at the one spot. Now here's Dragic. Winslow, the pass to Butler. Over Young. It's Butler that time on the assist by Winslow.
Butler's just so skilled at finding ways to score inside. Utilizes his height and strength well and varies that release point.
Winslow against Young. Lays it up off the glass.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here's Winslow. He kicks it to Butler. Over Young. Butler, no good.
Pretty lax defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers. Now, John Collins, an amazing young talent in this league, one of the best run and jump athletes that we have at that position. So fluid out there, gets out in transition, and that's where this Hawks team can really show its young talent.
Now here's Winslow. After the miss from Trae Young. Winslow with it. He's picked up by Collins. The shot that time, not on target. Young against Dragic. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Here's Young. Goes back up, and he sinks the layup.
When Young does this on the offensive glass, he can pile up big nights in the scoring column.
Young against Dragic. Outside Butler. Launches a three. Buries the long-range jumper. Butler's got 5. And it's that quick second and third jump capability for Collins, Brent, that really stands out.
It makes you really tough to box out. You understand not only where your teammate's shot might miss, but your own shot on the inside. And John Collins can read where it's coming off the rim, get to the ball, get right back up and score.
And the dunk by Len.
This guy's got a great nose for the offensive glass, and I like how he used those long arms that time to reach up, snag that rebound.
Now here's Dragic. Passes it to Butler. Lock at 6 to the paint. Adebayo. He gets it in there.
And I just love how Butler uses that pick and roll. Whatever the defense gives him, he takes.
Young against Dragic. Kept alive. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Now here's Dragic. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And another basket for Miami.
And Dragic is a solid shooter, especially from the mid-range area on the floor.
Young against Dragic. Pass to Len. They double him with Butler. Butler with the steal. And he drops in the layup off the glass. He has 7. And so it's Young who brings it up for Atlanta. They trail by 3. There it is, his third basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3.
You just can't take Trae Young lightly from anywhere on the floor. These kind of shots will help him get into a rhythm.
Now the pass to Butler. Scores of the basket. His fourth. He's only missed one of his 5 shots tonight.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
A floater. Shot's good from Young. Young's got 8.
That is a tough shot there. Trae Young's such a small player. He needs that floater in his arsenal.
Here's Adebayo. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow.
And say what you will about the value of the three-pointer, but those close-in looks are always plan A. Every trip down, get to the paint, get deep, score.
Right side, Dragic. Wants to get it to Adebayo. Window. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And nice court vision from Dragic there to get a great look at the bucket.
They double him with Butler. And stolen by Butler. And slam dunk by Butler.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. And Greg, when you look at the top perimeter defenders in the game today, how high does Jimmy Butler rank on that list?
Look, he's in the top handful, no doubt about it. Multiple all-defense selections. He is a true two-way terror.
Outside Collins. Here's Young. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Dragic kicks to Winslow. Pass to Butler. Lets it go with a 3. Unable to get that one. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to catch up with Eric Spoelstra a few minutes ago. Said priority number 1 is to not let these guys get going from the perimeter. Do not let them start getting open threes. It's a recipe for disaster. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Devising a strategy to take away that 3-point shot.
Herder never shy to let that one go. Just enough room on the catch and shoot.
Dragic finds Winslow. Outside Butler. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Herder passes to Collins. He dishes it to Young. Shoots over Dragic. And he overshot that one, missing.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Winslow against Collins. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And last year, a bit of a pivot for Justice Winslow in terms of his game. Found one of the better ways he could contribute to the team is through his developing playmaking skills.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
That's good from Winslow. And for Winslow, he filled in at the point when Dragic was injured last season.
And Winslow looked really comfortable in that playmaking role. We know he struggled with his shooting, but when he can contribute with his passing, it adds another layer to his game.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Adebayo. Johnson comes in for Olynyk. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Goran Dragic. And Hero subbed in for Jimmy Butler.
So much intrigue around Justice Winslow, who's still trying to find the right position in the NBA. Last year, a lot of it was at the point guard position as a wing.
Now, here's Parker. Back to Jones. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Turner. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Evan Turner making that one look easy. A beautiful touch on the floater.
Winslow against Turner. Winslow's shot is off.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Now, here's Parker. Pass to Turner. Back to Parker. Miami grabs the miss.
Well, he finds some space in that in-between gap there, Kevin. Too bad he can't release that one on target.
On the wing, Johnson. Here's Hero. He's guarded by Cram. From 17 feet out, Hero no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Crab, no good.
I don't know what happened there. That was an easy 2 points that he just threw away.
Johnson for 3. Reddish grabs the rebound. The Hawks trail by 5. 17-foot shot on the way. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. And Jones has it in the corner. Pass to Johnson. Nope, not that time. Nothing for 2 from the field. Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Crab finds Parker. Now Turner. The Hawks working the ball around. Back to Jones. And Jones slams it home.
That's a good read by Jabari, a solid passer, and he knew he could reward a teammate that time.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
And speeding up the offense, something the Hawks began last season.
It was interesting for the Hawks kind of zigging while everybody's zagging as they made it a priority to get to the offensive glass, along with tons more field goal attempts in their offense, and that's been giving some defenses fits.
Waiters, he's checked in for the Heat. Here's Hero. He's guarded by Cram. And here's Leonard from 3. Jabari Parker comes up with the rebound.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
That one misses. Johnson, the pass to Hero. The pass to Jones. Miami no good on that time either. And so it's Turner with it. He brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. It's a 3-point game. Parker outside. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Hero passes to Waiters. 1:21 left here in the first quarter. And that one hits back iron. Atlanta's shooting quite well in these early minutes, 55%. Parker surveying the floor. Kicks to Reddish. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And, of course, there's no questioning Cam Reddish's talent. Greg, he has a high ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, great size, length, the fluidity as an athlete. He can make an impact at both ends of the floor, shoots the 3 well for a young player, and you love his ability to match up, really 1 through 5.
The Hawks making a switch here. Bembry's checked in, and that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
Well, one thing you can say about the Heat team, very long and very athletic.
That helped them really stay competitive in a lot of games. But when you can't shoot the ball, really, really hard to come back in games where there's teams firing away from three and you can't mount any sort of offensive comeback.
Now, here's Reddish. After Dion Waiters' miss, here's Jones. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Miami's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Shots good by Waiters.
That's a pretty ferocious drive there from Dion Waiters, just refusing to let the defense slow him up at all.
Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Parker outside. Got it up. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. Trae Young, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Atlanta Hawks. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. Back right after this. The trade deadline is approaching, and Jimmy Butler talked about how it feels hearing your name in trade rumors.
Feelings are different for everybody, to tell you the truth. For me, I don't think about it because whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You go out there and control what you can control. Try to help your team win games, play to the best of your abilities. And if it just so happens you get traded, then you got to suit up and play for the next team.
Staying level-headed and ready for whatever's next. That's Jimmy's mindset, Greg, in a nutshell.
And it's fair to say that the level of professionalism and maturity he possesses is really impressive.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And for the Hawks guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Keep plays alive with your activity. That's what it's about.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Heat, Johnson and Leonard together up front. Hero out there with Dion Waiters. And it's Jones in at the 3. The Heat trail by 4. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, when Trae Young was in college, he was known for his long-range shooting. But Young says, the people who know me best know that I'd rather get an assist than any other stat. I pride myself on making the right play. Knowing your teammates get joy and excitement from playing with you is all I care about. Kevin?
That's great to see. Thank you, D.A.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard. And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Waiters. Pass to Hero. Johnson surveying the floor. Shoots from the baseline. Bembry with the rebound. The Hawks leading by 6. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Now here's Turner. Defense right on him. 6 to shoot. Excellent D there from Waiters. The Heat have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Here's Hero. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Top of the key jumper, no good.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot often. And he gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
Outside Leonard. There's the dish to Waiters. They could use a bucket. Offensive rebound. Here's Hero. Traps in the tray. Heroes got himself on the board with 3 there.
Yeah, draw the D in, kick it out for the open shot. That's taking a page straight out of your textbook. Well done.
And that one's good. Parker, are there any players, Brent, you have been surprised with how good they've become?
Well, last year, the evolution of Pascal Siakam and what he was able to do in Toronto was just out of nowhere. And what an incredible run he had, being a huge part of getting that team into the NBA Finals for the first time. Canada saw finals basketball, the birthplace of basketball.
The Toronto Huskies, you're right.
Pascal Siakam last year was such a huge eye-opener.
How about his game 1 in the finals? Unbelievable.
Tremendous and great confidence, and the way that he can play, Kevin, very difficult to match up against. Shooting threes, transition, long on defense. It'll be interesting to see in the years to come how far Pascal Siakam comes in the league.
3-pointer, Butler. Miami no good on that time either. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. He was all alone on that one. And now a 7-point Hawks lead.
More and more showing his well-rounded offensive game. That's Herter in his comfort zone.
Dragic dishes to Waiters. He kicks to Butler. And they double up Butler. Here's Waiters. Miami no good on that time either.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
It's Young on the wing, and Waiters over to help. Here's Hunter. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Awesome concentration there. When Hunter's committed to scoring, he's hard to stop.
Dragic against Young. It's Dragic with the drive. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Dragic has got his second bucket.
Yeah, that play never gets old, Kevin. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Collins finds Young. Dragic comes with the double team. The Hawks working the ball around. Collins, great positioning on the putback. Collins has got the lead up to 9 now for the Hawks.
Yeah, that's where John Collins sets up shop down in the paint, quick and athletic, able to corral the miss.
Count that bucket, and that's 15 points for Butler.
Well, this is a gravity game right now. Whatever he throws up must come down. He's having a great game.
And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That is his first foul of the game. Winslow's checked in for Waiters. Young against Dragic. Dragic comes with the double team. Hunter, no one around him. Shot clock reset for the Hawks. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
How about that? John Collins with some footwork down low. That looked like it's been practiced in the offseason.
The Hawks have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
Out of Wake Forest, John Collins quickly emerging as a top-notch scorer. A tremendous finisher, and his range extends out beyond the arc.
And he sinks the second. And players with big numbers on losing teams can be accused of empty stats. So, Greg, you take Collins's with a grain of salt?
You look at his field goal percentage, high 50s. He's not just a high usage player. He is highly efficient.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Man, so impressive. Collins way up for that one.
The Heat trail by 10, and Young comes over to help. Olynyk. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got his 4th assist in this one. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Collins, and finished off by Collins.
Well, we know that Trae Young is a phenomenal passer, which is why you just can't leave him open like that.
To the inside, and Adebayo throws it down.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points. Len's shot is off.
and the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Here's Herter. He feeds it to Len. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Len's got 6.
Now, you got to set up a quality screen, and right there, Alex Len does a great job, rolls with purpose in that pick and roll.
The shot by Adebayo, no good. Atlanta leading by 10. Here's Young. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
And Miami shooting at just about an even 40% from the field for the second quarter. Now here's Dragic to the middle. And Adebayo throws it down.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Herter passes to Hunter. Outside Collins. Dragic against Young. To the wing right side. 6 on the shot clock. Len kicks to Collins. Herter can't hit that one. Some solid defense from Butler. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for Miami. At the teardrop, that's good. And the Atlanta lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Dragic.
Even though you don't see that much from Goran Dragic, when he does use it, it's effective.
Now, here is Young. 12 points for him. Hunter, no good. Butler against Collins. The kick out to Dragic. Passes it to Olynyk. No good on that one. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Hunter with it. Butler covering. To the left side wing. Pass to Len. Here's Herter. Defended by Butler. Down low. Here's Collins. Gets the 14-footer to fall. Collins has got 9 points.
Yeah, this story in the second quarter, much different than the one in the first. We're finally seeing some aggression.
Dragic kicks to Butler. A baseline J. Off the mark for the 4th time this game. He is 7 for 11 now. Here's Herter. The feed to Hunter. Winslow against Len. All sorts of time. Rebound by the Heat.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Amazing to watch the 10th overall pick in 2014 and Justice Winslow manage his career and positional change in the NBA. I mean, last year he had a very underrated season. Averaged 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. A lot of what Miami was trying to do last year had to deal with Justice Winslow playing some point forward and initiating a lot of their offense, especially in the wake of the Dragic injury.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Leonard comes in for Bam Adebayo. And James Johnson is subbed in for Kelly Olynyk. And he can't hit the second. And with Winslow, the defense, Brent, was always there. The offensive improvement finally caught up.
Well, a little bit, Kevin. He's still never going to be your 1 through 3 option in any offensive set. And defense will be his calling card. But last year, the way that they explored his ball handling and made him a point forward, it definitely impacted the game.
Now here's Winslow. Butler deciding where to go with it. Shot on the wing. Len grabs the board. Len's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Here's Reddish. Parker outside. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And even with the shift from Budenholzer to Pierce, the Hawks Hawks continue to rely on the three as much as any team.
No doubt about it. I think the front office still accentuating the fact that they want to find some floor spacers after that 19th pick in John Collins, a guy that can rim run and protect the middle. They wanted to go after as much shooting as they possibly could.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
Parker playing for Coach K in college. He's got that pedigree as well as a great attitude.
And Miami making a change here. Heroes checked in. And a change for the Hawks. Damian Jones is checked in for Len. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And with this summer signing of Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat demonstrating they still can lure star talent to South Beach.
The Heat back on the rise. The Butler signing sets the stage for the summer of 2021 when they should have the cap space to sign another max player.
Just a nice job of snipping one out right there. Would love to see Johnson try to get a few more of those freebies.
And here is Crabbe. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Young inside. He's guarded by Dragic. Shot's good from Young. Young's got the lead up to 14 now for the Hawks. 50 seconds left in the first half of basketball.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Right side, Leonard. Inside, it's stolen by Reddish. And oh, here we go. Young's got it. The fast break chance. The pass to Crabbe. Tries again. He lays it in. Crabbe's got his first 2 points.
Well, still feeling his way around the pick and roll. Crabbe makes a decisive move that time.
Dragic with it. 6 points for him. Can't nail the jumper. And so it's Atlanta with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Trae Young was the story in the first quarter. He had 14 points, 4 assists, and 1 rebound. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
Well, they built this lead in large part because of the sharpshooters off the bench. The subs played a superb game. Get it? Sub, superb. Oh, I'm rolling tonight. I mean, they played like starters.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
Well, they struggle in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the game.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Checking out the group for Lloyd Pierce to start the second half. Young and Herter make up the back. Collins at power forward with Len at center. And it's Hunter in at the 3 spot. And the call will be against Alex Len. That is his first foul of the game. So it's Miami now. They trail by 16. Good ball movement here by Miami. To the inside. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. Alex Len picks one up.
There's a good indicator of Winslow and his feel for the game. I like how much he makes a concentrated effort to get the ball right there to the open man.
And Bam Adebayo. He just plays with so much energy when he's on the floor.
Boy, he is ferocious on both ends of the floor. Great energy player who can finish in the paint with the best of them. Very quick on his feet and can cover a lot of ground for a player his size.
If you were choosing a center for the team that you ran, you've got these options: Joel Embiid, Big Cat, or Jokic in Denver. Who do you go with?
There's so much variety in their games, Kevin. And I appreciate what Jokic does so much for that Denver Nuggets offense, initiating as a center from the top. But I'm going to have to go with Embiid and the way that he can dominate the game. There's still so much potential and growth for what it is that he can do. Down on the block, doing damage, taking away a lot of three-point shots. And not to disparage what it is that Karl Anthony Towns can do, but his size and dominance, I think there's an intimidation factor that Joel Embiid brings to the game that I would lean on over the other two.
Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
Butler against Young. Shot clock at 6. Young with the steal. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Hunter, and it's Hunter with the jam.
And boy, when Hunter's aggressive, good things seem to happen for him and his team.
Butler finds Dragic. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. There's Winslow, and he uses the glass on the layup.
How about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
The Hawks leading by 15. To the middle. Here's Len. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Len's got 8 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And Adebayo throws it down.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Shots good from Young. 16 points for him.
Trae Young not backing down from the physical defense on that play.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, the Hawks have been in rebuild mode for the last couple of years, but this season brings a lot of optimism. Passing on Luka Doncic, the Hawks drafted Trae Young. It was much scrutinized, but Young came on down the stretch. His playmaking makes other people better, and also, they hope, will attract a free agent or two. Now the Hawks have added several rookies, starting with DeAndre Hunter. They believe they're poised to make some noise in the East. Kevin?
They took that gamble with Doncic and getting Young. We'll see what happens. Thank you, D.A.
The mentality of Trae Young, shoot first, shoot often, keeps defenders very active, in this case, too active.
The first one falls.
Maybe not a super athlete or at least a hyper athlete in the Westbrook mode, but Trae Young's ball handling ability does some incredible things for him out there on the floor to create space and help him change pace for those kind of angles where he can score.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. And you love the aggressiveness of Young tacking off the dribble. And Brent, for his size, able to finish inside.
Well, he can get to the inside. He can shake guys loose. It's his ability to see the floor, Kevin. But it still comes down to that range where Trae Young has confidence to pull up from just about anywhere to get his offense going.
And Winslow comes to help. 6 on the shot clock. Collins, good.
Don't want to give up that kind of position to Collins at that kind of length. I think he's going to do some damage.
Dragic against Young. Outside Butler. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, you can't give any space to Butler. Vicious at penetrating to the rack and then drawing the contact.
The Heat shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Butler. And the last 2 drafts, the Atlanta Hawks aggressively making trades to assemble this roster.
And drafting DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish, great length and versatility on the wings. You pair that with Trae Young and John Collins, and that's an exciting young core for the Hawks.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Bam Adebayo. And it's Waiters in for Goran Dragic. Down low, Collins. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got his 7th assist in the game. Pass to Olynyk. Dishes to Waiters. In the corner, Winslow with it. And he drops it in from the low post. Winslow's got 4 points in the quarter.
Like to see Justice Winslow doing great work on the interior like that.
Winslow against Young. They double him with Butler. Here's Bembry. And Atlanta again with the bucket.
And how about the awareness Hunter possesses? Understands when one of his guys has an opportunity.
Winslow kicks to Olynyk. And there's the call on John Collins. That's foul number 2 for him.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
On defense, the Hawks. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Bangs home the trifecta. Waiters got 5 now.
Let's face it, with this guy, it is bombs away every chance he gets. You got to get up on Waiters.
To the paint, here's Collins, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Maybe not the biggest name in free agency, but Jimmy Butler, definitely a star player on the market.
A handful of teams were very interested in him, expressed interest in playing for Miami, and got his wish via sign and trade. We'll see if he can make them a contender in the East.
And the first one drops.
And John Collins, the 19th pick to the Atlanta Hawks back in the 2017 draft. A lot of people feeling like he's a steal because of the progress he's made in these short 2 seasons.
No good on the second free throw.
And one issue for the Heat for years now, inefficient shooting.
Well, young players are learning how to defend, so you need to do that first. But if you can't go down on the offensive end and you can't find ways to dig out of holes by shooting the basketball, you get down 10 or 12 points. Defense sometimes isn't enough. They've been the bottom third in points scored for quite a while.
Markers checked in for Atlanta. Here's Butler. Carries it down low. Butler's got 21 in the game.
And just love how intense Butler is on this end. Looking to shoot every time down the floor. He is totally locked in.
Count it, good.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Waiters outside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Collins.
Well, he is an offensive threat, and Waiters can draw a ton of shooting fouls when he's aggressive.
The Heat have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
First one falls for him. Well, Dion Waiters, the epitome of a player that can shoot you in or out of a game. Very hit or miss night to night.
Yeah, the thing about Dion is he's got a very short memory, Kevin, so he'll continue to fire it up there and try to make an impact in the game offensively. You're either on Waiters Island where it's full of life on nights where he's hitting it, or it's completely deserted, and there's no point in going.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
We know about him being the 4th overall pick in the draft, and Waiters still trying to find a role on this team.
Young outside. Tucker trying to free himself up, and yes, it's good. And that's now 21 points for Trae Young.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Takes it out to Leonard. A 3-ball. Atlanta with the rebound. Turner's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Young. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. Young's got 9 points here in the second half. The Heat trail by 19. Now Winslow, 6 points for him. Here's Butler, and there's the foul. It goes on Evan Turner. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
One thing that the Heat have done really for the last 4 years, block shots.
Well, they've had some very athletic big men. You think of Hassan Whiteside, who's moved on to Portland, and now Bam Adebayo. Length on the wings, and of course Dwayne Wade being the best shot-blocking 2-guard of all time. That's always helped their defense be scrappy and challenge a lot of shots.
Johnson, he's checked in for Miami. Hero comes in for Justice Winslow. Atlanta also making some changes here. Alex Lenz checked in for Jones. Reddish comes in for Turner. And Krebs subbed in for Benford.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Well, as good as he is offensively, the challenge for Trae Young as the years go on here is to stand up defensively and shut down whoever he's guarding. Small and slender, if he can become just a little bit above average on that floor, that's a huge win for the entire team.
And that one falls for Young. And he said he's eager to change the narrative about his defensive shortcomings. But, Brent, what does Trae Young need to do to improve there?
Well, I think he has to look at the approach that Steph Curry had. You remember with the Warriors, a lot of questions about Steph not being able to guard his position and shifting off with Clay. Well, Trae's got to accept that challenge as much as he's trying to lead this team offensively. If he can show defensively he can be consistent, that's going to go a long way for these young Hawks.
Here's Waiters, and the shot is long.
Well, his poor shooting is a big reason that they're staring at this deficit right now. He needs to get on track if they're going to find a way to win.
Johnson over to help, over to the wing. Hawks passing it around, and the dunk by Parker.
Yeah, I love how Jabari gets to the rim and goes strong, that time up over the top.
Here's Hero. He dishes it to Jones. Kicks it to Waiters. Takes the 3. Len grabs the board. Len's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, some people looking at Atlanta and their situation in terms of the rebuild and wondering what direction they would go. They've made some pretty solid picks. Got John Collins at the 19th pick as a foundation piece, and then obviously drafting Trae Young and Kevin Huerter, relying on shooting on the perimeter, and things moving along swiftly in Atlanta.
Both free throws good from Crabbe. And John Collins, Brent, falling that late in the first round shows you how deep that draft was.
Now, some people thought it was going to be a slow rebuild in Atlanta. They've made some pretty good picks, grabbing Collins, as you mentioned, and then last year picking up Trae Young and Kevin Huerter in the draft and relying on some shooting. That number 19 has been pretty lucky so far for the Atlanta Hawks.
And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points. Raiders no luck.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
Grab the pass to Reddish. And here is Parker. Just 5 on the clock. Over Jones. Atlanta again missing.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
Hero passes to Leonard. Over Young. That one off the back iron and out. The Hawks leading by 23. Here's Crabbe. It's hauled in by the Heat. Leonard's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Johnson, a wide open look, off the mark, and the drought continues. Atlanta's shooting has been just outrageous, 64% from the field to this point.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Now here's Waiters. 6 points for him. Len grabs the board. Len's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Reddish the pass to Crabbe. The dish to Parker. At the top of the key, Len. Now here's Crabbe. Defended by Jones. There's the 3. Crabbe, no good. Miami's gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Waiters surveying the D. Passes it to Hero. He kicks it to Johnson. Rebounded by the Hawks. And here's Atlanta. They're on a 13-5 run. And Parker gets it to go. The assist from Young. And that's 12 points for Jabari Parker.
But you got to just be in position, and that time Jabari was deep enough, and pretty much game over for the D.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul called.
And Miami making a change here. Dragic is checked in. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Huerter's checked in. Here's Reddish. And Reddish with the slam.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Here's Dragic. Again, the miss by the Heat.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Well, the other team is scorching hot, and they come down on this end and can't find a way to get the embers going.
From deep three-point range, no good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We come back right after this. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. James Johnson is out there with Robinson. Then there's Dragic, and it's Mayton in at the 5 down low. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Dragic. Parsons with the rebound. Hawks shooting a superb 63% from the field. Grab the pass to Fernando. It's deflected.
And that's a welcome sign for sure. Hachimura demonstrating a willingness to want to improve as a defender.
Outside Dragic. Trying to get open is Johnson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Cam Reddish. Well, you watch Goran Dragic play, and Brent, he's so deceptive with his movement both on and off the ball.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why, Kevin, is the change of speeds. I also add the fact that guys who can handle the ball and are crafty and are left-handed, boy, it's tough on a nightly basis to change up your mindset to guard a guy who you know is going to go left all the time as opposed to right. Trust me, in practice, I had to do that with Manu Ginobili a ton of time in San Antonio. Dragic, similar. Great use of speed change.
Free throw drops for Goran Dragic.
And the veteran Goran Dragic still producing late in his career. Not the force he once was, but always a source of playmaking and scoring.
Andre Bembry's checked in for Reddish. And Goran Dragic drops them both. Well, you look at the career of Dragic, Greg, he's always been a scoring point guard.
Yeah, and as Dragic has aged, he has learned to lean more and more on his outside shot. Even when his first step and speed start to falter, he'll find ways to put up points.
About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Akpala. Over Crab. But they get it back. Back to Dragic. Fires from deep. He can't get that one to fall. So the Hawks will take it the other way. And Robinson comes to help. Parsons against Johnson. Here's Bembry. His three-pointers off the mark.
Looks like the game plan is they're willing to give him that kind of shot. It worked out for them this time, but they give it to him.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Herder passes to Bembry. There's the pass to Fernando. Johnson against Parsons. Yeah, it's rebounded by Mayton. The Heat have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. The offensive rebound for Atlanta. They've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Pass to Fernando. Down low. Here's Parsons, and it's Miami with the rebound. Johnson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And it goes for the 5th time and 10 shots for him this game.
Now, opposing coaches telling their defenders be more physical with Dragic. That time he took advantage and doesn't mind getting knocked around a bit in there.
Johnson over to help. Parsons looking it over. Good on the shot.
And far from just a jump shooter, Parsons also has the touch down low when needed.
Kicks it to Dragic. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Parsons outside. Here's Herter. He's guarded by Dragic. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Bembry. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. Here's Fernando. He's off on that one. And it's Miami the other way. Outside Robinson. Now here's Dragic. Tight defense on him. Johnson against Parsons. Tries from 10. Fernando pulls it in. Hawks have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. And here is Crabbe. Passes to Herter. A rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 7 rebounds in the game. He kicks to Dragic. Pass to Akpala. Fires the 3. It doesn't go for him. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Parsons passes to Herter. Parsons outside. Banked in off the glass. Parsons got 4 points this quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
Dragic taking his time here. Miami no good on that time either. For Atlanta, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold.
I mean, could we say he was playing possum a bit there in the first half? Because it seems to be a different guy out there, way more assertive.
Inside, here's Mayton, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding at rising up off the ground.
Johnson over to help. Parsons against Robinson. Parsons outside. And it's Miami with the rebound. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Dragic. Can't hit from 12.
With nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area, that's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
Here's Mayton, and that one is hammered home.
Solid pass from Dragic there to set up his teammate.
Hawks have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Grab with the ball. To the right side. Here's Bembry, guarded by Robinson. That one falls.
That's excellent. Get the ball down deep inside and cash in on a simple basket.
Gets the pass to Mayton. Lets the 3 fly. Bembry with the rebound. Bembry's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Parsons outside. Here's the 3. No good. Well, he'd go the other way with it. Akpala, the pass to Dragic. The pass to Johnson. Here's Akpala. Shoots the 3. Rebound by the Hawks. Bembry's got 5 rebounds tonight. To the middle. From the low block. Fernando, that's good. Miami's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Pass to Dragic. Here's Okpala. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Just cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it.
Here's Fernando. Parsons outside. Clock at 4. Herter. A three-pointer, no good. And the Heat shooting not great, 40% for the game. Here's Okpala. Outside Dragic. And to get open is Robinson. No good that time. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Pass to Fernando. Dishes it to Cramp. Kicks to Parsons. Pass to Bembry. From deep. Atlanta gets it back in a new 14. Now Parsons. And the pass to Fernando. Another shot. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
First free throw is good. Derek Jones, he's checked in for the Heat. Hero comes in for Goran Dragic. Turner's checked in for the Hawks. Both good from the line that time. And for the Heat, they're shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Again, the miss by the Heat.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Hawks passing it around. Grab up top, lock at 6. No good from outside. Crab's gone 3 for 8 tonight from the field. Here's Hero. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
.132 left in the fourth quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Atlanta.
And as one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Trae Young.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Turner dishes to Cramp. 52 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Picked him clean. Outside Robinson. Deflects the pass. Turner with the steal. Pass to Herter. Parsons outside, 6 to shoot. Turner passes to Fernando. There's Crabbe with a 3, and it's Miami with the rebound. Passes it to Maton. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Now, lead passes like that are so hard to defend. He never had to break his stride, so full speed, 2 points.
Parsons outside. And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance.